Number 3, this one kills us all. Late payments. Late payments is one of the highest impacts, but it's not permanent because you can change that trajectory by paying on time for creating that track record. 2-3 months, you can get that back on track, but it's still a heavy impact if you don't ever get a hold to it, if that makes sense. So what we're looking for is, once again, inaccurate data. Anything over 24 months old, and isolated mistakes. What an isolated mistake is, mean that one company charged you, and then a third party company charged you, and both of those charges is on the same report. That's an isolated mistake. Either one of those have to go, or both of them can be disputed. We'll know that once we send it to our dispute team. But we have to be able to identify that. Older late payments have less power and more flexibility, which means that if it's a payment or something that's old that's been on there for over 24 months, once again, remember, if it's something that's on your report for over 24 months and you haven't done your due diligence, that's your problem. Which means you haven't set up, you haven't called, you haven't tracked the debt, you haven't done anything, you just letting it happen to you. It's like laying there just getting punched in the head. It has less power, but it still has effects, if that makes sense. So what we want is, even, and I say personally, if it's older, if I can clean it up, reopen it, because it gives me history and age as well. So it's a lot of stuff I don't want to have to remove if it's over 24 months, because that's a credit line. That's what, when we get to talking about trade lines, when we get to talking about credit lines, credit history later on in the future, those are things that we want to use for our greater good. Because the more history you have, so when we get to talking about trade lines in the future, that's all a trade line is. It's a credit availability with age on it. That's what boosts your score the fastest. That's what gets you leveled up the fastest. But if you're building on a dirty foundation, you're just gonna have a high score. And soon as that trade line fall off or anything happen, guess what's gonna happen? You're gonna drop 150 points, 200 points. That's the worst. It's like winning the lottery and you can't cash the ticket. So we want to make sure that if it's aged, we want to circle that. If it's aged, we just want to circle it, because we can come back and create a plan for that. But remember, so we want to mark out anything that's inaccurate, that's collections. We want to put a check by anything that's a late payment, because we can start working on that and tracking that. And then